Sean, Mike probably flipped the switch on the 7610, and you went away almost completely right there, Sean. Are you copying? You should be copying me okay there, Sean. Over to you.
Out here.
Yeah, you're in, Sean, you're in S5 over here. I just hit the tune on the radio on the 73. You're in S5 over here, Sean. Obviously, Mike's big KM6AB. Go ahead and take it. And Sean, let me know what Mike's doing over there. Obviously, he's running more horsepower than I am. AB, go ahead.
Alrighty. Not sure if Sean's got the video running or not, but here is KM6AB. Yeah, a huge night and day difference here between 17 and 20.
KC6JLN with KM6AB down the hill. Yeah, the band shifted around a little bit on us today, but hopefully you could copy. 20 meters is kind of always a backup, and Mike's got phenomenal setup with the hex beam and the power and the radios and everything. KI7KX, are you able to copy me on KH6AB? Sean, and I was saying that when we were talking earlier, you're in S5 over here, Sean, and Sean, Mike was running power. He's going to roll back right now to the same power as me, as 100 watts on his 7610. He's probably going to, I'm curious with the hex beam, if there's that much of a difference. Mike's going to be, we're both going to be a regular 100 watts apiece. My infit to his hex beam. KM6AB, KC6JLN. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, KC6JLN and the very small group. Here's KM6AB at 100 watts. 100 watts, about the same as Bob's running. Still on the mighty Icom 7610 into the hex beam, no amplifier. Running full tilt 100 watts with the big Electro Voice sausage microphone, the big dynamic microphone here. Yeah, just curious how we're doing there. If Sean's able to tell it all on the QSB peaks and all that stuff. Excuse me. If one station is got an edge over the other. So and if mine doesn't, I'll turn the AM back on. That's pretty simple there. All right, off to Sean, I guess, from KM6AB, and good to hear you today, Sean.
Yeah, I checked, and it's Mike's. He's got the hex beam performs. I'm not going to badmouth that, but he's got it. It's 100 watts, and the band. Your signal went from a 5 to about a 2, so it did drop down. Also, band conditions are nothing to write home about. I noticed on here my noise level. I don't have a preamp or anything on, and my noise level here was getting scratchy a little bit. Oh, I forgot. I know where it's got started. Got the engine running right here. That's why. So that's creating a little bit more havoc when I do that. But anyhow, there you have it. And the bands are kind of all over the map. I made a couple of contacts earlier, but it does seem to be kind of challenging today. So, Mike, over to you, Mike. And I guess Brutus, or are you using Brutus, Mike? I don't know if you're using the STC or Brutus. You got how many amplifiers there? You can bounce between, Mike, over to you.
I'm on this transmission. I'm going through the homebrew amp. The last transmission where it was the fair test, I was at 100 watts, and Sean claimed that the hex beam's outdoing your setup there. So I turned the Brutus back on. Probably a little less than a kilowatt, probably 900 watts here on my meter. Just to make it easier on Sean there, I think we just increased it to about 1,200, about 1,000 watts now. So, well, there you go. Bob, all we need to do is pull some cables from the battery to the back seat there, or the front seat. All you need to do is have one of those big giant Anderson power pole connectors that unrolls out from under your dash, and you stick your SGC amp and a battery in there. I'm sure you take that out of the truck along with the battery when it's being worked on, so it would be available to stick in the front seat of your car. I think that would be a lovely passenger for you to drive around with, and it would it'd help you out there. So anyways, we're just exercising the little amp here today. That's still fan, the exhaust is stone cold coming out of it. Hasn't even warmed above ambient yet. So, alrighty. Well, anyways, let me shut up and see what kind of signal Sean's putting in today. And I'm just curious, Sean, I think you're still on your wire, aren't you? Still on your ZS6BKW and 100 watts? If so, you're doing great on this band. At least a transmission or two back. So there you go from KM6AB. Quick question, Sean. Did you buy his latest version that's got the capacitor in the middle that brings 80 meters up from like 3.5 megs up to 3.9 megs, or are you using the original one with no capacitor in the middle? Are you aware of the capacitor and what it does? Okay, because it is the dream thing that brings 80 in and makes it usable. But if you don't use it, it's fine. I did it to mine, and 80 through 10, no tuner. I just feed Brutus full power into the antenna. Great match on every single band. It's a beautiful mod. Without the mod, if you do 80, you need a tuner because it resonates way down at 3.5 megs. But okay, great. We can send you the info on that. It's a super easy to do as a retrofit. Anyways, back to Bob, KM6AB.
Okay. KH6JLN. And, I know that works really good for you over there, Mike. And I was going to comment, as far as the amplifier and the battery setup and all that, it would work really good. I actually thought about putting the amp and the battery in the back of the car here, but it takes up more real estate, and I wouldn't have room to stick the wheelchair in for my mom, and it just, I didn't want to go that route. So when the truck, if I ever get that back, I'm sure it will be next year, the amp's gonna come out of that, and then your signal went up to an S5. You're going between a 0 and a 5 here, Sean. You were a 7, so the bands are all over the map. The amp and that's gonna go, and the battery's gonna go into the home QTH for whatever I use that. I've already kind of measured that out, so I don't want to be cluttering up the car here with any of that, ham radio stuff, other than letting the 7300. In fact, Sean, before I bought a 7300, I wanted to make sure, so I went to Mike's house, took his 7300, and we put it in the glove box here and measured it out, so it fits really good. It just sits right in there and rests on the lip of the glove box real nice, and I'm looking right at it. So I'm just using the desk mic because I don't want to have to reconfigure it back and forth with the hand mic, and the desk mic outperforms the hand mic by a long shot, so I didn't want to do that. So there you have it. Anyhow, back over to you there, Mike. See if you got any more comments, and I might move off the band right here, and I got to run down to the store. I went and forgot my avocados. I went there for that, and I came home and forgot it. So there you go. Back to you, Mike KC6JLN.
All right, I still think we need to make a field trip over to Sean someday, and just maybe while he's away at the market or something, we'll put him up a hex beam or a Tenedyne log periodic, something. But anyways, Bob, you can always stick the amp and the battery in the trunk of that car. I've got some triple-aught or quad-aught welding cable here that's at least as big around as your, and beautiful stuff. So that'd be no problem getting plenty of current into the trunk there. I think your little Lexus thingy or whatever it is, that needs to be the DX machine there. So we will help you out with that. Just let me know.
I'm sure you would, but I've already decided that's not about to happen. I think Donna will let you punch a hole in the roof of her new Camry and put an antenna before I'll let you do that, so we're going to pass. And I was going to comment on something, Mike. Sean, who you weren't around earlier, I was talking to him, and Sal was listening, and he was talking into, I believe Sean's running an Android cell phone, via a earbud, and he sounded good. And he was promoting the 7300 at home, and I was chatting with him as he's driving down the highway via his cell phone, and it worked really good. So having to drag around a laptop all the time is all right if you're sitting somewhere in a room somewhere and have Wi-Fi set up and all that. But I was impressed with the cell phone setup that Sean has. Back over you there, Sean. moment.
Roger that, Sean. Thanks for letting me jump in here. Just here at the shop, and hey, happy holidays to you, Bob, out there. It's been a while. We're still in San Francisco. We're going to be here for the month, and I didn't catch who the other station was, but howdy out to you. This is KH6PGA Stroke Whiskey 6 here in San Francisco Bay Area. Name is Rich, and yeah, I'm hearing Sean in here in my area, but I'm not hearing you guys in SoCal at all. So yeah, there's no north-south propagation, which is understandable. But yeah, good to hear you, Bob, and I'm not sure who I'm supposed to send it to next, but I'll send it over to you, Bob. KC6JLN, KH6PGA through the KI7KX from up.
Yeah, roger that. Good to hear you on there again, Rich. We haven't talked in a long time. Plan on being up in the Bay Area. I was close in that area up in, it was October, beginning of October. Went up there for a Napa Valley run. Never been up in Napa Valley, but that turned out to be, I had a great trip. Went on the train ride, the wine train, and did all that stuff, and no HF or VHF, didn't do any of that. So trip turned out good up into that area, and fine on that, in the remote setup. We also have, Rich, we've got Mike in here, KM6 Alpha Bravo, KM6AB. He's my neighbor that's right down the street from me right here where I'm at right now. I'm not in my truck. I'm in my car running the 7300 sticking out of the glove box, so I'm portable right now using the in-fed antenna that's up there outside, which helps out tremendously. And as soon as I shut the engine off, my noise level here goes down to 0, so it does create a little havoc having the engine running. And Mike, me putting the amplifier in here and all that was a thought that lasted about as long as, like I said, Donna would have let you punch a hole in hers, so that's not going to happen. This one works good enough. I'm making a contact. KM6AB, back over to you there, Mike KC6JLN.
All right, KC6JLN in the group, KM6AB here. Hello to Rich. Name is Mike here, just down the hill from where Bob is at my house with a hex beam pointed Sean's direction, running about just barely touching a kilowatt maybe. And that remote is sounding great. I'll have to find out more about that. What software or whatever. But anyways, just looking at the clock here, I see I have to run out the door here to help the Silent Keys ex-wife there with cleaning some more of his shack junk out there. That's another. Anyways, I won't go into that, but I just gotta get off the radio here in a moment. So nice hearing everybody. Propagation definitely better on 20 here, although 17 is fun when it does hold in. And won't hold it up anymore. Not sure if Sean is still recording or not. But again, I'm kind of cheating on this last few transmissions at a kilowatt where Bob's got his 100 watts. But that'll make it a bit easier for Sean to hear, and anyone using the remote. I'm also curious, is Rich using the same rig that Sean is on, or is the 7300 separate on a separate antenna? I'm just kind of curious how that works real quick, and then maybe I'll pull the plug and bug out of here. Otherwise, 73 is all around. Nice catching you guys today, and like that from KM6AB.
Came and got Mike, and he called me on a back channel and told me that he had to bail out of there real quick. He's gonna cut his coax, I think. But fine on that, and your signal came up to an S7, Sean, on that last. So yeah, Mike's remote that he uses is tied in and linked into his laptop. He's got a really nice laptop setup, so when he goes to different places, he does it via the laptop, because obviously it's got a bigger screen. He said that he could see the different configurations better. But he said right now that you and Rich definitely sound good via the Android phone, and it worked out pretty good for doing the remote. I know a lot of people are getting into it. I haven't dabbled into it. Even with the SPA, a lot of people get into the SPA. I always say true ham radio is through, over the air, like we were doing. and then now they come up with a remote, but a remote actually makes it good to where you're able to get on there via and play HF, depending on the band conditions and stuff. 17 kind of went flat, and then that's what we end up using over here is the, 20 meters ends up working pretty good over here on 48. Rich, back over to you, Rich, and I probably have time for another one. I ran into a story yesterday when I went there for avocado. I eat avocado every day, and when I flew over, they could probably say that was the cause of it, but they say it's a healthy fruit to eat. So, Rich, if you're copying right there, let me kick it over there to you. I forgot your call sign. I don't have a pencil to write in my car here. Can you believe that? Rich, go ahead. KC6JLN.
Oh, yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, KM6AB, Pop Golf Alpha. And, usually we're going about now over to the island, but we're going to stick around probably through the month, and we'll be back there probably for a shorter visit to the island there, check on things. But, yeah, cool, you were up this way. That's nice. Roger on the 7300 in the glove box, and I think you were talking about an 857 you put in a glove box. I have that in my truck, with the remote head, and it's pretty cool because I just mounted it. You just open the glove box; it's right there with the mic, and then I just have the transceiver under the seat, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, what else? Yeah, it's good to go through the remote to talk to you guys because it's, not lately north-south propagation at all. And but although Sean and I have had quite good propagation, in the last week. Before that, it was kind of dead for a couple of weeks. And, we've done 3 bands. Last week we had 17, 20, 40. We did that a couple times, actually. So, yeah, it's been okay. Anyway, I'm going to probably bug out for a minute, too, here, and, I'm hotspotting the Android phone. I'm hotspotting off of my iPhone onto this little $20 Android tablet, but I'll shoot over to you there, Sean, and cool on the video. I'm going to take a pause here. I'll be back in a little bit if you guys are still around, and send it over to you, Sean. KI7KX, KH6PGA, stroke whiskey 6 remote.
Yeah, a quick note, real quick there, Rich. I'm in my car running the 7300 Icom, resting in the glove box, using a desk mic, an SM30 desk mic. So that's the setup here. I used to have a 857 in my truck years ago, and then we got the 480 when I had my truck, but the truck's being worked on. So, Sean, go ahead and pick it up. And this will be my last because I'm going to shoot down to the store here and get a couple items that I need. KI7KX, KC6JLN.
Right on there, Sean. KX, KH6PGA, stroke whiskey 6 remote. It gets kind of long there with the call sign. Very good there, Bob, and roger that on the 7300. And it sounds really good. I'm going to say 73 to you as well there, Bob. Sounds like you got to get out of there, and good to hear you. Yeah, the remote here is pretty cool. I like it. At Sean's location there. Because, I'm not really, at the shop here I'm at my shop right now, so I have, right now, S9 noise level on 20 meters. But I can use the SDRs, which work really well, and Sean is coming in here to the SDR, so pretty, the conditions are pretty sucky still, but it sounds like you guys are able to communicate, so that's good. And hopefully we talk to you next. Well, we'll be over on the island here soon. We just got some more work and doctor stuff to do over here, and then we're gonna head over there. So good to hear you, Bob. I'm gonna get out of here for a bit. 7-3. Aloha, KC6JLN, KH6PGA, stroke, Whiskey 6 remote.
Yeah, roger that, Rich. And Sean also, yeah, I'm going to pull a plug here. I'm looking at the time, but just going to comment on something. My mind went blank real quick. I was going to comment on something, but no, the remote's working real good. Mike, that was just on here, he's very held into the remote for a long time. And he actually is remoting using his 7100 Icom. In fact, he bought 3 of them. He's got one back at the place in, where is it, Massachusetts, at the Daughters in Massachusetts, his house in Texas, Richardson, Texas. He's got the remote set up, and obviously he's got the remote set up over here at his home QTA. So he's always been dabbling in remote. He used to have a remote that was just, it worked, but it was miserable. Every time he keyed down a talk, it would go just irritating. Whereas you guys sound good, and you were an S7. You unkeyed both you guys at an S7, so you're coming through here on the Icom, and I love this radio. But too bad they don't have a detachable head control head for this one right here. I would probably have it in my truck because I could see signals up and down the band. And when I did the comparison with this 7300 with my 590S at home, the receiving was about the same on both, but the filtering on this 7300 is unbelievable. And since the radios cost virtually nothing, it's like something you got to have. So I love this thing. 7.3s, guys. Gonna pull a plug, and there you go. And we'll catch up to you a little bit later on there, and we'll look forward to the video. Thanks there, Sean. I got to get out of this car and stretch where my truck I could stand up as I get long-winded, Sean. I'm babbling on here. The car here, I'm kind of munched up with the glove box open and the radio on it, so I'm sitting here with my knees and my teeth. Catch you guys later. Enjoy the rest of the day, and if we don't catch you tomorrow, I won't be on here, Sean. I'm going to go visit my mom and the rest home, and so I will not be on tomorrow. Maybe we'll catch you on, Saturday or something like that. KC6JLN, 7.3s all around. Catch you later.